Rolling.
What first attracted you to the NGOA?
God. Love? I love shooting things.
Cut that.
What was wrong with that?
You sound like a psycho.
But I love shooting things. I don't know.
That's not the point. You can't just up and say that.
No, no, you couldn't up and say that. Okay. See, I have a passion for hunting and rifles, and every time I get a deer in my sights, I just get a rush. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
Nick.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to make a family-friendly piece.
Family-friendly.
The camaraderie of hunting. You know,
Yeah.
how it's American. It's natural. It's
Natural
community
as hell.
building. All around positive for society. Do you get what I'm getting at?
Yes. We are trying to kill deer to prevent a deer plague.
Closer. Closer. Do you have any fond childhood memories of guns?
Oh, plenty.
Okay,
Let's
what's
see.
your fondest? Child?
Oh, God. I would say this one time, I went up to my uncle's cabin, right? And he let me hold his AK-47. Now, this is a beautiful gun. But as you know, my uncle was abducted by aliens when he was in Iraq, which we're not supposed to talk about, so I don't know why I'm saying it. I can't.
We're going to come back to you.
Okay.
We're going to come back to you, but I want to say this is a beautiful truck.
Thank you very much. Put a lot of work into it. That means a lot.
Thank you.
It means a lot. It's real fun having you guys out here. Real fun.
Right.
So I'm gonna see you on the trip next week. You're gonna film it?
Most likely.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you, cameraman. I'll shake your hand, but you're holding the camera. So I'll see you. I'll see you guys. Barbara! Till they're done. I'm not even married. Well, my first hunting trip was when I was a kid. I was about 8, and my dad took me out on a big camping hunting trip because I begged him to go, because I knew that my uncles were going to be getting really smashed, got real rip-roaring drunk. But anyways, I was so little, they didn't even let me handle a gun. No, they gave me this bow, which is not a toy, by the way. This bow was just a little pole sucker. It wasn't anything too big, wasn't anything too bad. But they didn't even let me have any broadheads, right? They didn't even let me have any of that. They gave me these weird, pointy target shooting suckers, right? Yeah. So anyways, well, they weren't paying attention. They were too busy getting rip-roaring drunk. So I left the campsite, and I was out in the woods playing the Mighty Hunter, right? So it was right when I was doing that. I was just hanging out, playing with my little bow. And all of a sudden, what do I come across? I come across a huge buck, right? It was sitting there. It was mounting this beautiful doe and just humping away, So it's just humping and humping and humping, and it was so busy doing its thing that it didn't even notice me creeping up on it. It was a wonderful day for me, let me tell you, because what I did is I set up shop. I was right outside this beautiful bush. It was red, I do believe. And we were sitting out, and I took my bow and I reeled back, and I was aiming for the heart, right? Took aim, and I let it fly. But right at the last moment, that deer just bucked up. It bucked up, and right at that last moment, it hit its lung, not its heart. Now, it wasn't a bad shot, wasn't a good shot though, But it freaked it out, it dismounted, and booked it into the woods. Now, I was willing to chase that deer to the ends of the earth, but by that time, my dad and my uncle finally caught up with the idea that our kid's not here anymore, so they started yelling for me, so I have to go back to the camp, right? So I go back to the camp, and I tell them my story. And they don't believe me. So a couple days go by, about 4 days, about towards the end of the trip, and my uncle lands this big buck, but he said, oh, this buck was real slow. This buck was real loud. And I'm like, oh, let me see it, And what do I find? What do I find on that buck's body? What do I find? My arrow sticking out of its side. Right?
Oh.
Right.
That was a good story.
Yeah.
That was a good story.
That was my first hunting trip. Never forget it.
Oh, God. I think we've had too much fun for today.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to have to let you go.
Okay. Well, it's been fun. It's been fun, man. No problem. Anytime. You have a nice day, too, man.
All right. That's about it.
God, can we put another log in the fire? The windows are frosting over.
Nobody's stopping you, Nick.
God, it's cold. It's like it's winter already.
You want to say that again with a little more inflection?
No.
Come on, Nick.
It's so cold. I feel like it's already winter already.
Less practiced.
It's cold. Damn cold.
Again, with the winter thing added.
It's so damn cold. I feel like it's already fucking winter.